Hi, Sean. I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Congratulations on this film. I have to admit, when I came out of screening, I felt like I'd been in that ring, a bit battered and bruised. Tell us, what can people expect when they go in to watch it?
Full spectrum of emotion, I'd say, is the number one thing. It's about wrestling, but you don't have to like wrestling. You don't have to know anything about wrestling. It's very much a family story and about family dynamics and about siblings, about, parents and children. So I think it really seems to be appealing to everyone.
The outset, it can sort of seem a relentlessly tragic story, the Von Erichs. Why did you want to adapt this for the screen? And I guess in amidst all that tragedy, there is something else that comes out, which, the importance of family, of connection, and perhaps of breaking free of some of those cycles of trauma that you can see in some families.
It is a sad story, but it's also a story of survival and love. And, it's when we look back at people that we've lost, we don't look back at the sad, we look back at the great times, and that's what the film does. It looks back at the connection these brothers had and is present with them in their sort of heyday, and really wanted to celebrate that, and I wanted the film to be about that. And as a wrestling fan and as a fan of this family, I wanted to be in there in the good times as well as explore the things that led to the bad times and confront the bad times in a really honest way. And so, but also lead into, how Kevin survives and starts his own family and the love and beauty in that in his own marriage and with his own family. So it's a full spectrum.
And the commitment to recreating this era and these individuals, I guess from the set, the costumes, the hairdos, but, most importantly, the physicality, particularly Zac Efron. What was the process like of preparing these guys for it? And it doesn't look like you used so many stuntmen. How much of this was happening for real?
Yeah, all of it. They did everything. There are shots in the movies that we use stunt performers for, but the actors are also doing those things in other takes. So it's, they could wrestle full matches, and we did. And so, yeah, they worked really hard. We got lucky because they were also just really good at it, but, they fully committed to learning how to wrestle, and we had a great team to help them with that.
I actually managed to speak to Holt at Marrakesh Film Festival. The passion with which he was talking about this film, and it just feels like the connection between all these actors on set must have been phenomenal, and that really translates to the screen too.
Yeah, it was. It was really a family. We shot the first couple of weeks on the ranch, all that stuff. So we were doing, dinner scenes and scenes together in the house before we were ever doing any wrestling. And so I think it really set the tone for it being a family movie first and foremost.
And I think really the center of it is this performance from Zac Efron. Overhearing what you were saying there, it is just phenomenal. And I just think within him, we really have this idea of the toxic masculinity sort of like bearing down on him. What was it like working with him and seeing this performance?
He's amazing. He just gave his full commitment to it. Yeah, it's a tough role because it's also quite a quiet, passive role for a lead character. That's unusual. And he has this sweetness about him and kind of gets passed through the system, but he's also an extremely talented wrestler. And, so it's an unusual combination of things. And he just handled it beautifully.
And in terms of the takeaways, this was set in the 80s. Do you think that we have moved on in terms of ideas of masculinity? Or do you think, we've still got some progress to be made there? Has it sort of come back around again?
Yeah, we've made progress, but not enough. We're just starting to. We're only... Mental health is a term we throw around now, but it's a very new term that we throw around. And a lot's changed. I started writing this in 2015, and a lot has changed since then. And so, I'm happy to see that. But, I think we're just beginning to understand. Just kind of, find the balance of both giving yourself to it and finding sort of, you're not the one going through it. So it's not like, you're ever fully there. And if anything, it puts perspective in your own life to fully delve into their headspace. And so, yeah, like organ meat maybe, like really lean special meals. I don't know. It was full commitment. It was both that and also. But there was also like this real love between them, like one day I got upset and found them all like in a tent lifting weights, taking ice baths and listening to music, it's like, it was a real bonding experience and, they got very close and it was really nice. Yeah, I agree. I think that you could put Zac's performance up not only against anyone this year, against anyone any year. It's extraordinary. And so, yeah, to watch it firsthand was amazing, and just, it full commitment to it. And he just went fully in there, and it's hard when you're in it, but you also know when you're in it that something special is happening.